I am Franchot Pearson. I am Franchot Pearson. And I hope that's not what's going on. I hope there's no 9/11 today, right? I pray. September 26th, happy Friday. Happy Friday, praise God, from whom all blessings flow. I am live. I am live. I'm going to be walking a few blocks. I'm going to get to the detention center. Broadview, Illinois. ICE is here. They have everything blocked off. I had to walk about 5 blocks just to get a parking space. The rally started at 7 o'clock this morning. Police are out. Broadview police are out in full force. Police are out in full force. I'm at the intersection of 25th, 25th, and Lexington. 25th and Lexington. I'm en route to the detention center in Broadview. Everything's blocked off, big rally today. So we'll cross our fingers and we'll check out the rally. Morning. Good luck, man, good luck. I know, right? So yeah, we're here. We're in Broadview, Illinois. The police are here. Broadview, Illinois. We have the police here. And they're preparing for a big day. The rally started at 7. They have a rally at 7 a.m. They also have a rally at 7 p.m. I'm getting by on 5.5 hours sleep, so maybe I'll do 2+ hours, we'll see. Got to get somewhere and get a nap. But yeah, that's the way it goes. When the news hits, I'm there. So within reason. So yeah, I've got to walk a few blocks. We'll get a few people in the chat and go from there. If you guys can hear me, let me know. I am Franchot Pearson signing in. Franchot Blue. We are in Broadview, Illinois. On our way to the detention center. I was here a few days ago when they put up the fence. They have a fence now. With the fence, the protesters can no longer obstruct the activity of ICE as they bring in the detainees. Again, a fence was put up about, 3-4 nights ago? And the protesters can no longer obstruct vans coming in, employees coming in, ICE agents coming in, workers coming in. So they have fenced it off to ensure that there's less people blocking their way. A lot of news trucks are out here. I'm about a half a block from there right now. Detention center live. Franchot Pearson. Franchot Blue. Live, we are here. Traffic is being all detoured. Going to be hard to navigate. But they will figure it out.
No, because they just let some more off, so not this one. Yeah. It's a shame. I have never seen Broadview police do that.
A lot of news crew are here. Police are here. A lot of news crew here early. News crew is here. About 15, maybe 20 protesters are here right now. If they start shooting the smoke bombs, I'm out. A week ago when I was here, a few of the protesters were shot, and I was gagging. I ain't feeling that today, you know what I'm saying? So we pray that the riot doesn't happen. We pray that a riot doesn't happen. So I am Franchot Pearson. Welcome to Franchot Blue. Yeah, you got one? Thank you.
Yeah, because they were just shooting off a little bit ago, so it's probably still in the air.
Oh,
so if you want to get close, you probably need one. You might want one, I should say.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
What are you?
What do you?
Go ahead and pull it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just good vibes, that's all.
Yeah. All right. Good luck to you. All right. So I was offered a mask by one of the protesters. I met him a few days ago. The guy who had the mask, the guy who had the marks on his body. He just gave me a free mask. So that was nice. He said they were shooting a little while ago. So mask up. We'll get ready. So yeah, we are here. Sorry about that. That was a bee trying to sting me. We are here. Franchot Pearson live. We are at the detention center, where they have new fencing. And this is their first Friday protest since the fence has gone up. So this will be a challenge because they can no longer obstruct ICE from doing their job, bringing in detainees. So I'm going to get close and then move out the way. I understand they were just shooting at the protesters, so something went down. So I want to show you guys who weren't with me a few days ago. I want to show you this fence. So yeah, it's Friday. Happy Friday. What, the 26th of September, I think? This is the fence here. This is the fence. Cylinder block. Got about 5 cylinder blocks here. Oh shit. This guy's aiming. This guy just shot and I had to run. Sorry about that. This guy just shot on the roof. Damn, he's shooting right now. Look at this crap. This guy's shooting. I can't even show you guys the fence. This guy's shooting already. This is ridiculous already. They're shooting. The guy's in a chair and he's shooting at him. Look at that. They're behind a fence. Why would you shoot at them? It's less than 15 people. Why in the hell would you shoot at them? They're not even threatening you. So evidently this is a no-nonsense day, you know what I'm saying? You got less than 20, 25 protesters here, and this guy right here starts shooting these damn, excuse my French, but that pissed me off. Look at him, he's shooting. People are at the fence protesting. Maybe a few cuss words every now and then, ringing a bell. I walk up to the fence, this clown is shooting. People, I'm telling you, this stuff come to your city. I want you to be prepared. This is a joke. It's not America anymore. I told you guys, Constitution has been shredded. You got a fence up. They're not any threat. They're not shaking the fence. They're just talking, and you're shooting at them. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You got the helicopter up there. I'm gonna stand back. I'm gonna go put my mask on now. It's ridiculous. I haven't been here 5 minutes, and you got a knucklehead up on the roof shooting because he's got this Arnold Schwarzenegger mentality. It's ridiculous. I can see if they came over the fence or hurt somebody. I get it. You're protecting the property. You're at the fence and you're shooting at the people. That's just ridiculous. So you can see people, they don't have any, there's no empathy here, not in this place. They're shooting. You can imagine if there's 400 or 500 people out here, what they're gonna do. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put my camera down, put my mask on. Sorry about that. I wasn't anticipating any shooting during the day. I really didn't, but what do I know? So I'm all masked up. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me through the mask? Put a thumbs up, let me know. I literally ran away when the guy started shooting. I'm gonna attempt to go back there again. Thank you for the response. So I am in Broadview, Illinois. Is this America anymore? I gotta wear a mask. It's ridiculous. I'm in Broadview, Illinois. I'm at the ICE detention center in Broadview, Illinois. They put up a fence about 4 nights ago in the middle of the night, and that was to keep the protesters at bay, so they don't mess with the detainees as they van them in. This guy's shooting again. He's shooting again. This clown is shooting. Now I can understand. Look at this clown. He's shooting. Now I understand why the media. Is way back here. The media is way back. They don't want to. They got better equipment than I do, so they can focus on it. But the media is way out of range on purpose. Isn't that ridiculous? They have to be. It's a liability issue, whoever they work for. They might get shot by those pellets. But yeah, people, I am in Broadview, Illinois. Detention center for ICE. I understand they have another one here in Illinois. I don't know where it's at. But this one is the rowdy one that I know of. Again, they put up a fence about 3 or 4 nights ago, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and they have the actual cylinder blocks to keep it in place. The people out here 24 hours protesting. There's supposed to be a protest started at 7 o'clock this morning. It's not a big turnout. I'm assuming people are at work. I'm sure the turnout this evening will be big, and it's probably going to be all over the news because people get off work, they're probably going to come straight here. But I'm anticipating politicians to come, and they were here last Friday. Hopefully they'll come this week, and they'll address maybe 2 issues, maybe 3. 1, can they get in to see the detainees? 2, the new fence, and 3, the situation that happened in Texas 2 days ago, where that guy named Joshua John, he unalived himself and 2 other people. But yo, those are 3 issues that I'm sure are on the hearts and minds of people throughout America and maybe the world. But yeah, this is crazy, people. I walk over, and they got a little Captain Adam Ant. He's on the roof. And I wouldn't be sarcastic, but you're not. Why are you shooting at people at a fence? Because they got a sign and they're talking. That's ridiculous. So it appears to me that the Constitution has been shredded. Your rights are done. So if you come to one of these protests, don't expect them to have any empathy or sympathy for you. I didn't see a reason to be shooting at the people. If you can't maintain your composure with a gun, you don't need to be working. And that's the way I look at it. If you can't maintain your composure while people are at a fence, you don't need to be working. Trigger happy people. You can't have that kind of people working for you. You really can't. I can see if they came over the fence or threw something at you. I can see you throwing those smoke bombs to keep them at bay, but they're at the fence. And you guys who were with me a few days ago, those smoke bombs, when they hit you, they leave big marks on your body. And I'm not trying to get hit in the face with one. So I'm gonna go a little bit closer, see what happens. It's gonna be cat and mouse. And I'm assuming if the people mouth off again, he's going to shoot pellets at him again. So we'll see what happens. A few weeks ago, I was able to go around the whole building, at least the front part, and show you the different parts, but they've since then got everything blocked off. I don't know how they pulled this with the city, because if there's an ambulance going on, if there's a fire emergency, the fence is up. There is a way in and out of here, but you have to know the area to know how to get up out of here. But they deliberately have everything blocked off for the so the detainees won't be messed with as they're bringing them in the van. But yeah, we got a guy up on the roof acting kind of crazy this morning, so I don't know what he's on. But I'm not paying my tax dollars for this foolishness. But yeah, good morning, people. It's Friday. What can I tell you? It's Friday, and I think this is still America. I think it is. At least geographically it is. There is a gradualistic plan to change everything, and ever since 9/11, in my book, our freedoms are questionable. So again, if you come out here, you want to be careful. You can't think like a regular constitutional person, because ICE, to me, has no rules or limited rules. They have limited rules, so they're out of hand as far as I'm concerned. I didn't like what I saw, so. But I'm sure he's under orders, so that's a problem. Yep, so we are here. One of the protesters gave me a mask, so now I'm masked up. I had to walk a few blocks because you can't even get around this place. They got traffic set up so you can't come in the area. So we have one person up on the roof. So far, since I've been here, about 15 minutes, no vans have come in. But you got a guy on patrol right now. Like I said, he's up on the roof. When they shoot those smoke pellets, that gas lingers. That gas lingers. It's not good for your body. So I'm not trying to digest a lot of that stuff. The guy's playing music, so I don't want to get in trouble for copyright either. So, but I'll get as close as I can. Hope you guys are having a good day, and enjoy your weekend. I said this morning in my first video that I don't think this is called life anymore. It's really events. I don't think this thing is called life anymore. It's just calendar events on their global chessboard. I think that's where we're at. I think that's another way to describe the birth pains we're going through in America and the world. No longer do we have life, we have events that are taking place. I want to back up some more because this stuff is bothering me as you try to breathe. So they're probably going to egg this guy on. He's probably going to start shooting again because they're at the gate. I'd rather come out during the day in anticipation of seeing the media and in anticipation of seeing politicians come out. I think it's more dangerous to come out here at night, so I'd rather come during the day. If I come at night, I don't know. It's just not good. It escalates at night for some reason. But yeah. Gotta pick my battles. What a shot. You got a guy up on the roof and the American flag is right there. How about that? Like a third world country, right? What a crazy day, crazy world. This weekend could be off the chain, people. You have Netanyahu. You have Benjamin Netanyahu in New York. He's going to be speaking in New York today. I believe he's there to the 29th. Last night there was a partial blackout in New York, and I texted a few friends of mine who have relatives in New York and told them about it late last night. There was a partial blackout in New York last night, and I think that was done on purpose as a message, because the other day when Trump was in New York, the elevator stopped, the escalator stopped, and also his teleprompter went out, and I decoded that. But all this is part of a script. Everybody's playing their role because they want an international WAR. You guys probably heard about planes over Alaska yesterday. You can Google it. It might be hard to find, but someone emailed me and I did the research. There were planes flying over Alaska last night on both sides. You got to put it together because I can't talk about a certain country. But things are brewing. There were planes over Alaska last night, and they were chased off by American planes. So there's a lot going on in our troubled world. That's why I say I don't call this life anymore. This is just a sequence of coordinated events that they're doing. They want everything to be miserable so we can beg for order. Then they can control everything. I just pray Jesus comes before all that. Satan wants it. He says, I want to be like the Most High. One of my biggest arguments with God when I was younger, and I'm sure you have it too. God, why do you allow this stuff to happen? Well, people don't get discouraged. I've had that conversation with God too. It's called free will. Evidently, God has a timetable. He created this planet with us in mind, that we would be here X amount of generations. And from that point on, we would show appreciation for the life that God gave us. Once Adam and Eve sinned, it was a wrap. Here we have you got some ICE agents coming in the fish right now. Everything, they have a pass. They have a pass, they can get in there, a card reader. There's another guy there. They got a card reader to get up in there. But yeah, God understands. God, oh my God, somebody just shot something. Oh, he's shooting. They're shooting in the parking lot, people. They're shooting in the parking lot. There must be people in the parking lot. Do you see the smoke? Look at him, he's on the roof. He's shooting in the parking lot. So there are protesters who, you guys hear that? You hear that? He's shooting in the parking lot. There are people in the parking lot trying to get through, and he's shooting at them. So there's another way to get past the fence, is what I'm saying. I don't dare go in that area. They got police everywhere. But this guy's on the roof right now. He's shooting. You hear that? They're shooting. So they're keeping everybody at bay. You can't come inside the fence. On both ends, they're shooting. And I'm sure there are ICE agents over there too. The ICE agents, their vehicles over there, so they're protecting their property. I'm not sure if that's designated. Did you hear that? Wow. Can you imagine this stuff going on at night? It would be crazy. It would be crazy at night. Allegedly, both parties would be aggressive. It would be mutiny out here. That's one reason I said I'm not really feeling the night shift over here. I was in that last week. It wasn't good. It's not healthy for you, and it's a risk for your life. So, but yeah, they're shooting. I'm hearing instructions right now from the background saying go over to the other side for people to help some of the protesters on that side. So they're evidently, I'm assuming there are protesters on the other side of the fence. They're in the parking lot. And that's why he was shooting. So yeah, people, God did not intend for us to ever be in this kind of condition in America or the world. But Satan had a plan after he said he wanted to be like the Most High. And we're at the end now, so it won't be long. Don't blame God. I used to blame God when I was young, but I had to grow up and understand what's really going on. God gives us free will. And we can use this free will to his glory and for the benefit of mankind, use our gifts to bless each other. Or we can turn our back on God and support these secret societies and Satan directly and do all kind of havoc. And at some point they devise a plan and they look like they're Christian, they look like they're good people. Then they tell us they're going to protect us. And then to me, they have used the immigration situation to bring an additional law enforcement phase to America, which I believe eventually it will shred our Constitution. I believe that's the whole intent. So I look at it beyond just the immigration thing. I look at it as a way for them to have a means to an end. But we're going to have to endure, and we can ask the Holy Spirit to be with us on a daily basis. There's a helicopter up there, of course. There was a drone out here last week, helicopter prancing around. You can't even get in this place, people. There's so many police on the outside. It's about 20 squad cars on the north, south, east, and west of this area. So you can't even get in the area unless you park and walk. And I'm sure that's why there's not a lot of people here today, because you can't get over here. You have to be really diligent and want to be here to make it work. So up till a week and a half ago, you didn't have that many police. There's a van coming out, and that's the goal, to have the van there so the people can't bother it. So that's the goal. So the goal is to have this fence here so when they come out with their vehicles, they're not messed with. It appears they're about to do something because they got this big, I've never seen a big vehicle like that before. So maybe they're going to be bringing some people out. I don't know what they're doing, but this vehicle is backing up right now. All this tax money that's being used that could be helping out poor people or middle class people, all this money for law enforcement in America, it's off the chain, people. This is how I view it. All this neglect through warfare. So he's backing up in there. He's backing up. So imagine a van like that probably costs a couple of $100,000. That could feed a family of 4 for about, what, 3 years, including a place to stay? Imagine how many vans they got like that. All right, the knucklehead's shooting again. I don't know who he's shooting at, but he's shooting. But yeah, it's going to be cat and mouse. It's going to be cat and mouse for a while. And I'll stay here as long as I can. I might do a couple of hours. But yeah, they got everything blocked off, people. You got to really make a strategic plan to get here, because within 2 blocks of this area where I'm at right now, you're going to have to walk almost 4 or 5 blocks after you park just to get here. So they're making it very discouraging to get here now because, again, there's no place to park. Walking distance, forget about it. If you take a bus, the bus can't get you over here. Forget about Uber. You're done. They've done everything strategically possible to minimize how many protesters are here. That's what they're doing. So that's the plan. And evidently, yeah, this guy is shooting again, y'all. He's shooting again. Just had 2 more gunshots. But yeah, I'm sure they've learned from other cities that they're in. Yeah, this guy is shooting at somebody. I don't know who he's shooting at. But I can see some of the ICE workers leaving out of the building. So I guess he's making sure that the protesters don't mess with any of the ICE agents. Every time you hear a bang, he's shooting. So evidently there are protesters over there. And mind you, when I was here for the first time 3 weeks ago, ICE agents, they have guns. I don't know if they contract protective services. I don't know how that works out, but it's more than just pellet guns out here. These people they have guns on their waist. I was here 3 weeks ago when it first went down. So if the protesters physically attack people who are getting off work, you're taking a risk. So, but yeah, looks like we're going to be hearing these gunshots all day, these pellet gunshots all day, because it's going to be cat and mouse. Like I said, if this is at night, it would probably be brutal because it's hard to see what's going on both sides. So the aggression would probably kick in. But as you can see, you only have a scattered number of protesters. And like I said, to get up in here, it's like Fort Knox. All the media is in the background. All the media, they learned from last week's situation. All the media is in the background. They're staying almost a half of a block away. They have the lenses where they can, they don't have to be up close to get the action. Unlike poor me, right? I'm doing it the economical, cheap way. It is what it is. But hey, I'm just trying to bring you guys live coverage. If this goes on in your city, you know what to do. Be prepared. Don't get out here protesting without a plan, because you could get yourself hurt out here or in jail. There was a guy that they took this past week and they held him in a detention center for 6 or 7 hours after they allegedly pelleted him for a while. He had that gas all over his body, so they hosed him down, and then he was on a slab for like 6 or 7 hours. So you guys probably saw that lady last week that they threw to the ground too. She was keeping a van from coming out of the gate, and they slung her around like a rag doll. So again, if they consider that you're violating, they will shoot the gas, and they won't fight you, but they'll maneuver your body. That is, they'll yank you and push you out the way and get you out of the way as they trying to do their work. That's how I look at it. But yeah, I'm Franchot Pearson. Welcome new subscribers, Franchot Blue. I do about 3 to 5 videos a day. I try to do live every time something major happens in the Midwest. I've been to the DNC that was here last year, here in Chicago. I covered that. I went to the RNC one day when I was out there. So I try to do as much coverage as I can in the Midwest. And if I get some more money, I might fly out to certain events. But I do what I can. I want you guys to understand. These are the last days. Jesus is coming again. The Bible couldn't be specific as to what we're going to go through in the last days, but we just have to be smart about interpreting the times. Don't get this twisted. The immigration system that America has employed, and that, yes, they have employed it, it's going to be used to take our freedom. I'm probably one of the few people on YouTube that is going to explain it like that, because you have to look at this thing in terms of what Satan's intent is. That's his whole intent. So Satan has to mask his intent through events. And I am convinced that this immigration thing did not have to be. This thing has a history. Clinton and Papa Bush, they signed NAFTA back in the day. And countries like Mexico, they lost hundreds of thousands of jobs. And people came to America and other parts of the world for employment. And I'm sure you would have done the same thing. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying you got to understand what happened. This thing has history. And the news media does not give you perspective. All you got to do is check your research. It's not that Mexico was the best country economically, but they had jobs right there in their home. And think of it like this from a sensitivity and culture aspect. Your parents have churches there. Your grandparents have churches there. People were born there. They have history, their culture, everything, their religion, whatever religion that they have. That's their history. And now, because of no employment or lack thereof, you have to leave. You can't go to your grandmother's grave site on an anniversary. You can't see your grandfather in the hospital. You can't do anything because you're broke. So you realize that America's borders are open to a certain extent, and you leave. And then when Biden really opened up the borders, millions upon millions upon millions of people came over here. That's the perspective we have to understand. And the question is why? Well, I think you're looking at why. You're looking at why. You're looking at why. This is a governmental problem. It's more than just illegals. This is a governmental problem. This is a policy problem. And it just wasn't just Joe Biden. We're talking about a Congress that had the purse to fund the thing. Then they use excuse after 9/11 to make more laws. Now you got to strip down almost to your underwear at checkpoints if you go to the airport. They're taking our freedoms gradually through events is what I'm saying. We need to wake up and realize. And I'm just counting on Jesus to come through at the end, because my thing is information, revelation leads to salvation, and that's the goal. It might sound peculiar, but I'm telling you, I believe these are the last days. Satan is utilizing the migrant issue to take people's freedom. And hey, this is what we're looking at. It's a gradual sway. The media is complicit in it. People do what they're told, or people just don't know, and they don't know their history, and they don't understand what gradualistic politics does to take your country. And this is a way to take your country, because one thing I know about taking over a country, you got to establish what the Army calls a beachhead. You might be out in the water, at some point you get to the land. Once you're on land, you can scatter like roaches and infest the thing. America's been infested since 9/11. Think about what I'm saying. We've been infested. We've added more security. Back in the day, security was just security. Now you got more guns, more technology, advanced drones. We live in military states. It's George Orwell and some. Those are perspectives that I teach because I want people to understand what's really going on. Because at some point, we're going to wake up more and more, and Chicago is I believe Illinois is a test state and a test city. If it works here, guess what? It's going to work anywhere. They got plans, people. Like I said, they're engineering so many scenarios. They got planes flying over in Alaska yesterday. Can you imagine planes flying over in Alaska? That was the report. And then America chased them away. Okay, what is that telling you? At some point, they might penetrate the airspace. And then you had Pete Hegseth. He's calling all these generals from around the world, around the nation, for a big meeting. Is he going to fire some of them because of DEA hire, or are they planning something? We got to look at the times we're living in. It's a military mindset. Satan couldn't wait to be like the Most High from a military standpoint. It's a constitutional shredding of our laws and a military apparatus arm, which eventually affects us. And if we don't get perspective, we'll never know that we have an answer, and the answer is the Prince of Peace. The Bible says in Thessalonians, they'll say peace, peace in the last days, then there's sudden destruction. In other words, this thing's gonna blow up one day. It's gonna be anarchy in the street. They gave us a few movies a few years ago, Leave the World Behind. That's anarchy and chaos. Then you had the other movie, Civil War, and a lot of movies since then, and the last 30, 40 years. They've been hinting at this situation. We just realized, thank God for Joseph Aquaviva and Decoding with Cody. They've been talking about the Snake Eyes movie, how it has similarities to the Kirk assassination. I did a video on it. Google it, or you can go on YouTube, Franchot Pearson, Snake Eyes, watch that video. You think these movies aren't predictive programming, people? They got our whole future set 20, 30, 40 years in advance. The Bible says we don't fight against flesh and blood. We fight against principalities. You think man can think about this stuff in so many levels, in so many ways, in a short period of time? No. These are spirits, people. They're operating in our realm. And so that's where we're at. A lot of our leaders, I don't believe they're human beings. They're probably serpent children. And so again, when you come to my channel, you're gonna get a different perspective, because I've been studying this stuff since I was 17. I'm in my 60s now. So I've had my moments where I've studied enough where I can put two and two together. The goal is us. We are the light. We are the saints. God's people know his voice. If you're not saved, it's time to get right, stay right, get ready for the flight. Because at some point, America is going to be wrecked. France is going through it. Britain has an immigration problem. It's anarchy in all of our major countries. If it's not political, it's social. If it's not social, it's economics. And the same dastardly thing that countries like America and other countries around the world have done to other small countries, the same climate that was set to overthrow them, guess what? That's what's happening in America. But if you're so busy watching Michael Jordan and LeBron and Kobe and all that, you don't have perspective. And I'm not hating on them because I'm the biggest sports fan back in the day as ever. But I was still studying. But I see through the game. They keep us focused on a whole lot of other stuff. The Bible says subdue, that is to manage the earth. So we need to be aware. And again, information leads to revelation. Revelation should lead you to salvation because God never intended the world to get like this. But what we hear, and Jesus said it'll be days like this. So yeah, I am in Broadview, Illinois. And so far things have calmed down. A little while ago, the guy on the roof, Mr. Clint Eastwood, Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was up on the roof shooting. But all the media is here. And so far, the activity has slowed down, which I'm grateful for. Not trying to see anybody get hurt, but every time they unleash those smoke pellets, you can barely breathe. So somebody gave me a mask. But yeah, the media is here, I'm sure, nationally and internationally. They put up a fence recently, about 4 nights ago. That way the protesters cannot mess with the ICE agents as they're bringing in detainees. What happens during the process with the detainees, I don't know. We've had politicians ask, can they come in and see the place? They told them no. That's why I'm telling you guys, the Constitution is shredded. Anytime ICE can come into your city and your state, open up a place, and even though these people are illegal, should we not ensure that they're being treated in a humane way as we send them back to their country? I think that's the least that we can do as a Christian nation, since everybody want to wear a Christian badge all of a sudden. See, America is hypocritical. They would sell you Jesus, but they sure in the hell won't act like it, and that's my point. So don't get fooled by these people out here talking about all of a sudden they Christian. The Bible says you know them by their fruits. And I believe politicians should be able to go in there with a film crew and film what's going on in that place. And that way we can do this thing with dignity and respect. If you have a relative who came over here, because if you round up 5,000, 50,000 people in a year, you know it's gonna be at least a couple of 100,000, which were probably legit. And now they're in there suffering too. So who's gonna hear their court case? Look, people, no plan is flawless, okay? It's a work in progress. So again, I think the politicians have a right to go into these edifices to make sure that the place is civil. And then you gotta send them back, It is what it is. Come over the right way. But America set these illegals up. And you gotta look at it from their perspective. If you are in a war-torn country, if you're in a country with less jobs, if you're in a country where your cabinet ministers and your leader was killed or paid off, and now you got a recession or depression like Venezuela, are you gonna stay in that country? No, you're not gonna stay there. You're not gonna stay there. You're gonna run to a place of opportunity called America. And that's what happened. The international people set this thing up so people can run and flee. And they gave them what? A place to stay, something to eat, medical, free schooling. And in my neighborhood, 2 blocks away, I have a illegal center. And those people got cars. They got cars that look better than you and I. So now they're telling the people, take your butt back home. You understand what I'm saying? That's a trap. That's a trap. That's a trap, people. That was a trap. It was a falsity. And all this money being wasted on this nonsense. Should have never let the border get to this point. So now we're managing a crisis that was governmentally and economically made, all the way back from President Clinton and President Bush. And if anything, you saw President Trump 3 days ago talking about the auto pen. where he took President Biden off the wall. Well, you know what? I think a lot of us would have some presidents we don't want on the wall at all, especially those ones who allowed this immigration mess. So it ain't just Biden, it's a few others down the list that need to be off that wall too. But you got to know your history to see how we got in this economic, you know what kind of hole. So I try to give balance and perspective when I do these videos because I want people to be educated and understand. I have a lot of people email me every week, Pearson, I'm glad I found your channel. And I had relatives and friends, they thought I was crazy. I'm glad I found your channel because now I don't feel all alone. There are people out here that feel like me. There are people in the middle saying, man, I'm glad somebody's speaking up and put in perspective. We need people to have perspective about America, nationally and internationally, about how in the hell we got to this point. Once you have perspective and you're armed with truth and you've done your due diligence, you can actually see their game. And this is a game, people, this is a game. And so you have to ask yourself, what is the end result? The end result is that we're going down. They're not sending all these illegals back. Use your head. I remember watching one guy who used to be part of the Border Patrol. I can't think of his name, but he's got a film out now. He was interviewed on Redacted about 8 months ago. You guys probably remember that video that I did. Redacted has a video of a guy who did a documentary on the illegals coming over the border. He used to be a Border Patrol agent. So he's done extensive work on this nationally and internationally. He said there could possibly be 50 million illegals here in America. But the average reporter is reporting between 3 to maybe 9 million. Come on, man. If you got 35 to 50 million up in here, you're not getting rid of all of them. You're not going to get rid of all of them. So America has created a problem for 3 generations. But we ain't gonna last that long. This thing's gonna hit the fan. You know it's gonna hit the fan at some point. That's why I say this is not called life, in my humble opinion. These are just worldly events that they're doing. These are events. All right, here comes some border agents coming to the fence. I don't know why. I'm gonna get as close as I can. They got notes on the fence. I don't know why they got notes on the fence. So they're coming to the fence now. I guess they're reading the notes. So much glare at people, I can't get my focus proper.
More of you dumbasses out here shooting at us, the less likely you're out there on the streets hunting our neighbors.
So he had a couple of border agents come to the gate and they left. I guess they read some of the notes and walked off. But yeah, people, the protesters, they don't have any access to protest anymore. So they've basically been neutralized, people. They have been neutralized. And I'm gonna tell you what I think did it. When I was out here last week during the day, the protest was so bad, they ran up on a van and I was maybe 20 feet away from it and I heard a big boom. And I realized they had punched out the back right tire. That's right, I was here for that about a week ago. The protesters knocked out one of the tires and I guess ICE says, you know what, I'm tired of protesters, I'm gonna put up a fence. So one thing led to another and now they got a fence up and no longer would the protesters be able to knock on the vans and get in the ICE agent's face. And you'll have no more news like the lady last week. They threw her on the ground like a rag doll. All that ends. All of that ends when you put a fence up. So they don't have to deal with that anymore. So they're probably going to do this at every processing center going forward. So in other words, they're going to be doing their job. They're going to keep on bringing illegals in, and they're going to send them back. And like I said, they were fooled into coming over here. And hey, you know, You got to send them back. You got to send them back because we don't know how many of them are troublemakers. We just don't know, and it's impossible to sift through it the right way. So this is the process that America has chosen, and I think anybody coming over here in the future, they're going to know that America is a big fat lie. They help. Look, people, and when I say America, don't get it twisted. You have a lot of international businesses that have made their economic footprint in different countries around the world. And when you research their history, a lot of them took over these countries through economics. You understand how that works? You just got to do the research and connect the dots. I've been connecting the dots for 40-something years. So this is usually about governmental intrusion and also about economics. That's why you see companies that are here in America, they're overseas in foreign countries. You ever ask yourself, how did that happen? Well, hey, they got invaded. And there's a guy out, I think his name is Perkins. You got to check out the book. It's called Economic Hitman. Just Google the book, Economic Hitman, and watch that video or get the book. And this guy talks about how America and other countries have taken over countries, either through a military or they bought them off. They call it a coup d'etat. So once you understand the history of how we got here, then you can see what's going on. So that's why I'm saying, okay, you're gonna send them back. You got a right to send them back because we have to have laws. Don't get it twisted. We have to have laws in America. We have to, and we can't risk our country by letting everybody in because we don't know if they're here to do us harm. But these people were fooled. They were lied to, and a lot of their countries were taken over by international countries, including America, and business people. And now they're over here. Now they're going to be sent back. So now, you got nothing but a problem. And to me, that spells Satan, because the Bible says that Satan is the author of all confusion. So in the spiritual sense, that's where we're at. And we're going to be dealing with this until Jesus comes. It's not going to stop. Like I said, there's a guy who created a documentary. He was interviewed on the show Redacted. Redacted did a show on this guy. Off and on, they did a show on this guy for about maybe 6 months. And on Redacted, there's a guy who used to be a border patrol agent. He got out of it and he started doing research. And he said there could be up to 50 million illegals in this country. And you're not going to find all those people. So now America is vulnerable when you think about it. So not only are we spending money on people now, we also have criminals, and we also have a chance for someone to be bought off to come against us in the future. Read between the lines. And I said this before last year. Do you really think that only illegals came over here during the Biden administration? Don't you think if there were international spies who are our enemies and the border was open, don't you think they come through the border too? You just got to use your head. So we have been infested with more than just illegals. We are crackpot government. We're stupid. And you and I would not let anybody illegal in our house. So why in the hell would they allow illegals to come through over the border like that? Because there was a long-term plan. And they did all this on purpose. So people are fighting the illegals, but we're not thinking about the other people that have come over here, which we don't know about. And if you think a person on the alphabet stations are going to talk like this, you can forget it. They're not going to talk like this because you're going against the grain. I'm going to talk like this because I work for myself. If you got 1 million people coming over who are illegals, you can bet at least 100,000 of them were people from other countries that hate us. You feel me? So now we're infested. And America, how many enemies have we made the last 30, 40, 50 years? We're a very dumb country. We're very dumb, we're very stupid. But it's stupid in the sense that I believe we've been taken over. I don't think America stands anymore. It stands as an image, it stands as a physical place, but I believe we've been infiltrated. That's why our news acts a certain way, our government acts a certain way, our police act a certain way, our courts are letting people out. About time the ink is dry. Chaos. This has been a long-term plan to take over America and other countries. And we're witnessing it. We're witnessing it. So I'm trying to do everything I can to educate people, because the only answer I got is to endure until the Lord comes, because I don't think this problem can ever be solved. There's no way it can be solved. The problem cannot be solved, people. It can't be solved. And we only know what the news has been telling us. Again, I thought this thing through long and hard in relation to, I used to always ask God when I had my history classes back in high school and college, how did different countries get taken over? And I studied, trying to find out how they get taken over. Gradually, that's your answer. They get taken over gradually. And America's going through that. We've been infiltrated by more than just illegals, people. Trust me. We've been infiltrated. Who got a hold of our government to lax the laws that they would, Biden is president. He got elected to preside. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. There are some basic laws in America that you just don't break, and one has to be immigration. Because once you open up a border, let's say Japan or China or the Soviet Union is our enemy. Well, once they realize after 4, 5, 6 months it's easy to come over, you think they're not going to send some sails over here? Come on, man. It was one of the dumbest moves that administration ever did. And Congress should have been talking like this, and I'm sure a few of them were, but they get slapped down. Oh, you're a traitor. The hell, I'm not a traitor. I got common sense. So we got more than just an illegal problem. Trust me. And now our sons and daughters, they're done. The country's done. And when I worked, I told the story before, I worked at KFC for 19 years. And a few of my stores were in seedy neighborhoods. And in those seedy neighborhoods where they had different gangs and illegals, I remember sometime one of the ladies would leave their purse in the restaurant. I would have my Hispanic or Mexican manager go into the purse, and a lady would have 4 or 5 different IDs, same face, different name. And this is in the 70s and 80s, y'all. You hear what I just said? This illegal thing been going on a long time. There's parts of Chicago right now, you can go get an ID anywhere, at any time. And so now we've made the thing worse. So I'm telling you from experience what I have seen. People got 4 or 5, 8 IDs with the same face, different address, and they can go get a job anywhere. And that's just the way it is. America has caused and made a problem that now it has exploded. And now our focus is on the illegals. You have to understand strategy in life. When somebody wants to take you over, they'll say, look south, look east, look west. But they're not telling you to look north. I'm looking north, and I'm explaining to you that as you look north, understand that it's more than just illegals that came over to this country. We're infiltrated. And at any given time, a signal could be set that at any given point, there could be chaos in any of our big cities. In other words, we're vulnerable. Do you understand? We're literally vulnerable in this country. Do you really think that in the Soviet Union that's going to happen? Do you really think in China that's going to happen? Think about it. You got countries that are way smarter than us strategically. You think the guy in China is going to let people just come over like that and open up the border? You have to ask yourself, why did America let that happen? We're the biggest Humpty Dumpty that will ever fall, and it was all planned. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. So it's been, almost an hour I've been out here. We had some pellet ball shooting earlier. The police are here. You can't get through. This is a truck that usually comes through. He can't get through. He's got to come through another way to make his delivery. The media's here, and they are off away from the place because the pellet smoke is so bad. It's a gas. It's like a, what do you want to call it? pepper spray balls. But it's stronger than that, people. This stuff will really gag you out. This guy's frustrated. He can't get through the towing company because he got everything blocked off. So people are hollering at the security at Bellwood Police because he can't get through. Everything's blocked off, people. Within a 4-block radius, you can't get up in here. You literally have to walk 5 blocks to do anything. You cannot do any business in this area. This is why you don't have a crowd today, because they had the big crowd last Friday, hundreds of people, and now you got maybe 15 or 20. They have neutralized the protesters. They have literally neutralized the protesters. Literally. They ain't, so I think there will be more people tonight because people will be off work. But again, they're making it almost impossible for you to get out. They're making it almost impossible for you to get down here and protest. That's right. Now just think if we had used that type of strategy at the border. You feel me? Think about what I just said. Just think if we had used a better strategy at the border. I would not be here reporting right about now. Straight up. Straight up. What a crazy world, right? So yeah, you only got about 20 people here. Some people have left. Here comes, I'm pointing straight. I don't know if there's some ICE people coming in. No. I want to go to the fence and see if I can read some of these. This guy's playing music. I don't want to get in trouble for copyright.
You are violating the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. You are violating the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution, which protects against deprivation of life, liberty, and property without due process of law.
These are names
You
of
are
people
violating
inside, I
the
guess.
Administrative Procedure Act, which prohibits agency actions that are arbitrary, capricious, and abuse of discretion, or otherwise not in accordance with the law. ICE agent, someday soon you will be held accountable for your...
I'm trying to be careful because this guy's got his gun up on the roof, so I'm watching the guy on the roof as I'm showing you guys what's on the
You are
fence.
violating the Administrative Procedure Act, which prohibits agency actions that are arbitrary, capricious, and abuse of discretion, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. You are violating the Fifth Amendment.
So this is what they're putting on the fence.
Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. You are violating the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution, which protects against deprivation of life, liberty, and property without due process of law. You are violating the Administrative Procedure Act, which prohibits agency actions that are arbitrary, capricious, and abuse of discretion, or otherwise not in accordance with the law. ICE agent, someday soon you will be held accountable for your actions. I was just following orders will not be a valid defense. The world is watching. History will not forget. The Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. You are violating the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution, which protects against deprivation of life, liberty, and property without due process of law. You are violating the Administrative Procedure Act, which prohibits agency actions that are arbitrary, capricious, and abuse of discretion, or otherwise not in accordance with the law. ICE agent, someday soon you will be held accountable for your actions. I was just following orders will not be a valid defense. The world is watching. History will not forget.
You're a brave man.
How you doing?
Yeah, you got gassed out, right?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm just trying to find common ground. So
I know, right? They're not compromising. They're shooting everybody. Got an old guy here, probably in the 60s or 70s. He's all gassed out. So I took a chance by going to the fence, but I'm not gonna stay there long. So hopefully you guys can read the notes on the fence. But yeah, got an old man here. He shouldn't be at the fence. He's too old for that.
Which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures.
He's still coughing.
You are violating the Fifth Amendment.
Once you get hit by a
United
pepper
States
ball, people, it's
Constitution,
in your system.
Which protects against deprivation of life, liberty, and property without
That gas
due
is
process of
serious.
law. You are violating the Administrative
So yeah, people,
Procedure Act, which prohibits agency
The strategic
action
plan to keep the
capricious
protesters at bay, it's working.
not in accordance with
With this strategy, they don't stand a chance.
someday soon you will be held.
They don't stand a chance. You cannot get up in this place.
I was just following orders.
You cannot get in this place. I mean, this is the smallest crowd I've ever seen here.
We will not forget.
You had hundreds of people here last week. So they have locked down the area. You cannot drive through the area. You can barely walk in the area. There's no place to park. The only way they're gonna have to bring out hundreds of people in the future, they're gonna probably have to rent 4 or 5 buses and meet somewhere, because getting people here, they have discouraged it. They have really, and see, this is what I'm talking about, America. When America wants to do something right, we can do it. And at times, it appears that the average citizen has more sense than the government. But they have stopped this protest in Chicago. And I'm in Broadview, Illinois. They have stopped this protest. It ain't hitting on nothing. It's not going to happen. Now tonight might be a different story, but I'm telling you, they got what they need to keep these people up. Look, I was here last week, and they might have shot off about 40 smoke bombs. And I'm telling you, people scattered like pack rats. 90% of the people left, including me. It was so bad. So I'm sure they got a plan for them tonight. The day of confrontation in their face is over with over here, from what I can see, unless they knock down the fence. If they knock down the fence, I'm sure they're gonna get them. So, but yeah, it's over with, people. It's over with. And I don't know what's gonna happen. It's a standoff. They're gonna keep bringing in illegals. They're gonna keep bringing in the detainees, and they're gonna ship them to another place, and then I guess eventually send them back home. So it looks like the protesters have got to figure out a plan B, because plan A is done. Plan A is done. It's done. You can't do anything. You're just sitting around looking at each other, saying obnoxious words, and you got boards talking. Nothing. They're not making any. It's not going to happen, people. Unless I'm wrong, I'll see tonight what happens. But they have shut this protest down, people. They have shut this protest down. It's done. It's done. Yep, so I'm going to be signing off in a few minutes. No action so far. I had anticipated a few politicians coming here speaking like they did last week, because I thought they would be talking about the fence that came up. Also, I thought they'd be talking about the situation that happened in Dallas 2 days ago, or yesterday, or 2 days ago, with the detention center shooting. And I thought it'd be some updates for some politicians, but nothing's going on today, people. Nothing. They have shut the place down. And again, it just goes to show you, when America wants to shut something down, when they want to do the right thing for them, it's going to happen. And it's a shame that they had to go from the border to here. It's a shame. Probably $500 million under Joe Biden has been spent on illegals, when that could have been going toward you and I education and supplementing our income for college, all that. I got a few friends that called me a few months ago saying they got letters in the mail, and they got an email saying that now that Joe Biden's clause to not pay back student loan, you got to pay back your student loan now. So think about it. people who didn't have to pay the student loan under Joe Biden, now under Trump, you got to pay it back, which arguably is the right thing to do, but people was racking up debt. And now the money that could be used to supplement and help people get their college tuition paid, it's going toward all this nonsense. I grew up with people who had anywhere between $75,000 to $500,000 worth of student loan. Not me. I ain't paying all that kind of debt. I'm not gonna get myself in that kind of debt. So it's the new America, people. It's the new America. It's a clown show. But yeah, the detention center is real. It appears like this is gonna be the thing they're gonna be doing in the future with every detention center. They're probably gonna be putting up gates and got combat people on the roof and block off the area for protests. And I want you guys to get perspective. Both the governor and the mayor here are anti-Trump and anti-ICE. However, this is Broadview, Illinois. And guess what? The police are assisting in a sense, are they not? Where the mayor and the governor, I know our mayor in Chicago has said he's not going to be helping ICE. Don't know how that works in terms of Springfield, in terms of our governor. But what I can tell you is that he's the governor of Illinois. And Broadview, Illinois is part of he oversees this area too, our governor. And guess what? The Broadview police are out here assisting ICE in terms of you can't get through. So what does that tell you? That tells you that Trump is getting his way. You feel me? Don't know if the news is going to tell you that, but I'm here. The Broadview police are assisting ICE in terms of traffic control. And it's on, baby. So you can forget about all that hype they tell you on TV. Chicago gonna do this and Chicago gonna do that. Look, baby, after that sniper incident yesterday in Dallas, you gotta rethink your strategy now. Every governor and every mayor, you follow me? Because if a sniper can allegedly get up on the roof and unalive somebody at a detention center, you think the governor and the mayor is not going to have a backdoor meeting with Trump and say, you know what? I don't give a rat's you know what about what you feel about me. We just had civilians, we just had detainees, and we just had police officers shot. Guess what? We're gonna do what you don't want to do. And that's where we're at, people. Trump's going to get his way, but don't think it's not all planned this way. It's planned to make you look like it's good cop, bad cop, cat and mouse. It's theater being played out in front of us in the news. At some point, the people are going to be just like this, just at the gate talking. Ain't nothing going to happen because they're not going to let no snipers come around. If snipers come out, that's because it was a created situation. Hint, hint. But yeah, every time there's a major news feed, think about how it will affect the next day, the next week, the next month. We have roofs over here, and I've been looking in the area. There's nobody else up on the roof except for where the detention center is. So I'm sure you got FBI, I'm sure you got local police have already checked out the roof. And they probably even talked to the owners of these buildings saying nobody should have access to this area. And that's what's going on, people. Ain't gonna be no access to no area. Ain't gonna be no marching and protesting. Ain't gonna be no way you can get through because they have locked everything down. Everything down. Everything down. So kudos to America that they can do things right when they feel like it. But I wish they had done this at the border, we would be having these problems. All right, people, I'm gonna say goodbye to this nonsense. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'll show you guys my information. I do have Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal. See if I can pull that out. If you guys want to help the channel, trying to get the channel to grow. Once upon a time, I had another channel that had 124,000 subscribers. In this one, I have 38,000. And I wonder, can I get back to 100,000? It's possible. It's possible. But yeah, I want to pull up my information. I want to see if I can show you guys that. Again, I have Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal. You guys want to help the channel, I appreciate it. Where's my information? Pull that up. All right, so I'll walk over here to the post office and I can show you guys what I have. You guys have a great day. This is what I have. Oops. You guys can see that. It's probably hard to see that. Oh boy. The sun glare. I don't know if you guys can take a shot of that. Let me see. All right, Pearson, get your act together. I'm trying, people, I'm trying. I'm gonna try again. Let me see if I can get this together here. So again, I have Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal. If you want to screenshot that, you're welcome to send me a love offer if you can. Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal. Let's see, can I make that wider? That might help out. It's almost impossible. My breathing is bad, people. Man, don't know if I can get a clean shot at that. Yeah, the sun is glaring so bad I can't do anything. I'll have to put this in the. If you go to my my description, all this information is in there. Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal. Screenshot that. Please send a love offering to help me out. I caught some of Joe Aquaviva's live. Early in the morning, I caught it. He did a live show last night. And he said when him and Cody did they did a video on Snake Eyes. Their video got between 4 to maybe 14,000 views. People took their information and they put it on other social media. And the Snake Eyes video that they've been utilizing got millions of views. Can you imagine doing a video where you literally show a connection in the movie Snake Eyes to the Charlie Kirk situation, and you only get peanuts on your viewership, but yet somebody takes your information and puts it on social media and they get 50 million, 5 million, 10 million views? This is what I mean by control. Everything's controlled, people. Everything's controlled. But yeah, you can go to my site, go to Franchot Blue, and go to more. Go to the description. I have Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal. All right, people, I'm done. They just shot some more pellets, so I'm gagging again. But yeah, today is a nothing burger. Today is a nothing burger. There's nothing going on today. There's nothing going on. Protest. The protest has been dissolved. You cannot protest today. And who knows what they're going to do this weekend. They probably made up their mind they're not going to have Illinois to be the laughing stock of illegals. So they have shut down Chicago. And like I said, there's Broadview police right there. That's Broadview police. They are assisting them in traffic control. So don't think that your mayor and governor are going to have clout. They're not. Once that sniper did something the other day, it's a wrap. These local municipalities, they're going to get on board at some point, especially if they have to bring the military. And I don't think they want that. So it's probably best for the local police to get involved and to bring the army. So, but yeah, it's a nothing burger, people. Nothing going on out here today. Protesters putting up stuff on the fence, and that's it. Nothing going on. And I might come back tonight, depends on how I feel, but there's nothing going on. You can't get in this place. And most people in this area right now are at work. So what I'm getting at is this. Once people get home between 3:30 and 7 o'clock tonight, they're going to occupy all the parking spaces in this geographical area. So I don't anticipate a lot of people to be out here tonight. You know why? Because if I had to walk 5 blocks to get here, because I had to park 5 blocks away, that means tonight you're going to have to probably walk a mile. So they're going to neutralize the crowd. Once people get home from work today, they got to park in their residential areas, which means the protesters they're not going to have any place to park. You follow me? So ICE has won this battle. ICE has won the battle. All they can do is take this stuff probably downtown or to the mayor's office. That's all they can do. They're going to have to, oh my God, did you hear that? Did you hear that? The guy's shooting again. You hear him shooting? This guy's shooting again on the roof. He's shooting at somebody. Yeah, they're shooting. You hear that? You hear him shooting? And the police are down there too. They got 3 squad cars down there. Something must have went down. So it looks like the protesters tried to get in through the other way. You hear the shooting? You hear the shooting? You hear that? You hear the siren? Oh, look, the girl just got shot. This girl just got shot. You see her? She just got shot. Oh my God, I hope she's okay. Damn. This girl just got shot, y'all. Oh my God. He just shot this girl. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. He just shot this girl. She just got shot, you guys, at the fence. Yeah, once you get hit by them pellets, people, it's a wrap. This guy on the roof, he ain't playing. This guy on the roof, he ain't playing, y'all. He ain't playing. He just shot a girl. He's shooting now. Man, it's crazy. I gotta drink some water, guys. Hold tight. So one of the girls just got shot, and you see how quick that gas came out. I got gagged too. Yeah, people, they ain't playing over here. Something must have happened on the other side. There's an entrance over there, and evidently they got ICE over there. And then I saw 3 squad cars, and then the guy started shooting over there. And then he started shooting at the fence where I'm at. And I just took a picture of the girl. The girl, she's still getting aid. She got shot by one of those smoke pellets. They're still shooting over there right now. So now they're not letting this thing build, people. They're not letting it build. If you get out of hand, they're shooting. Every time you gather, and they think it's a threat in any way, form, or fashion, they're shooting. So it's possible tonight that the protesters are going to try to enter in from the other side. If they do, they're going to get met with a lot of weapons. So I'm about to get up out of here. It's crazy. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Man. Got a police officer here. Traffic control. You probably can hear the helicopter. All right, man, you have a good day. Have a safe day. I know it's rough by yourself. Yeah, good luck, man, yeah. So yeah, the police out here doing this job. He catching a lot of hell. But yeah, people, this is serious. This is serious. This is serious. America has changed, people. It has changed. It has changed. It has changed. Illegals being utilized as a way to come after us. That's the way I look at it. And our lives are being inconvenienced. But yeah, it's hard to cover. Did you hear that? Did you hear that explosion just now? They're shooting again, but I'm leaving. They're shooting. You know what? I might go over to that area. You guys want to stay with me for a little while? I'm going to walk over to that area. I'll be careful, but I want to walk in that area. You hear that? There's some more shooting. So there's some activity on the other part where you can get in here. So that's where all the action is. Evidently, the protesters are trying to get in through the other area. And they're shooting over there, people. They are really shooting over there. I'm not so sure how far I can get, but I'll go there and see if I can cover some of that. At least I'm out of the sun and I got some fresh air, because man, that was rough. That gas thing is serious, people. And word to the wise, if you have to deal with ICE in the future, this mask is useless. You hear me? If you got to deal with ICE in the future, and you're coming to one of these demonstrations, this mask is useless. You need a gas mask. You hear me? You need a breathing advice. Okay? And I should buy one, right? I'm trying to keep my funds low. I got rent to pay, you know what I'm saying? But hey, I muddle through it. When it gets too crazy, I leave. So, but yeah, this mask is not going to do nothing. You need a gas mask. Let me tell you from experience. That's about the 4th time I've been in the middle of some gas. Once it gets in your system, it locks in and it lingers. People, you should see this here over here. Oh my God, the air over here is terrible because they shot so much over here. So they got the whole thing barricaded. I want to zoom in. They got the whole thing barricaded. I wonder how the protesters are getting in. I guess they're letting them walk in. We're gonna walk over there. With all due respect, we're gonna walk over there. It looks like they got people on the ground giving them first aid or something. I don't know what's going on. When I get over there, I'll see. But there were at least, well, I don't want to use the word barrage, but there was a whole lot of pepper spray, bombs being fired. And just like I thought, because I know the area, because I've been in, my dad lived over here back in the day. This is Broadview, Illinois. Oh my God, I can't walk over here, people. My eyes are burning. You can't walk over here. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. So, what I see is true. There are people laying out there in the street because they got hit by a bomb. Man, they got hit real bad. You're gonna have to call the ambulance, people, it's bad. You can't even walk. It burns your whole insides. If you walk about 5 houses up, you can't even breathe. That's crazy. People, I can't even go there. I can't even go and film. They got people laid out in the street, people. They got people laid out in the street. I can't even walk in the area. My eyes were on fire, literally. I had to stop. They fired so many smoke bombs. You can't see and you can't breathe. So it's impossible to film. They got to call an ambulance. They got people laying on the, they're literally laying on the grass. They're trying to pour water in their eyes. That's what I saw. And that's as close as I could get. Evidently the protesters tried to, I got some water. I'm good, I appreciate it though. Yeah, I got some water. I've been covering this thing for about 3 weeks now, but I've never had it that intense. When I walked, all of a sudden my eyes just started burning. Yeah, that's why they're on the ground giving first aid. I'm surprised nobody's called the ambulance, because if I got a contact, I'm still almost a block away. You can imagine, unless they all got masks on. I don't know for the life of me, how would they think, I'm talking to a homeowner over here. How would they think they could actually walk over there with all those police? You gotta be a special kind of stupid to do that. There's no anywhere you're gonna walk between all, look at all those squad cars. Right. Yeah. They set us up, man. They should never let these people over here. Now they're gonna send them back. They let them over, now they're gonna send them back. I mean, if you think you're gonna get through all those squad cars, so evidently they must have challenged them, because they had more smoke bomb activity over here than I was over there. Okay, they're supposed to have another rally tonight. If they have, man, it's gonna be off the chain tonight. Because when it's dark, there can be no witnesses. It's gonna be out. Yeah, I can hear the ambulance now. Yeah, I've covered it. I covered it. This is about my 5th time out here. So I hear the ambulance. It's probably going through the other area.
Yeah, because they was over here. And they blocked that off.
Yeah, I need a gas mask. Only way I'm gonna film that, because I would die. Man, I think I could walk over there, man. That stuff hit me so quick. Yeah, you're right. You need a breathing apparatus, because I would love to film it. I'm live on YouTube, but there's no way in the world I could film that. Those people that think that they can get through that, and they got them pepper balls. They're trying. So that means tonight, if they bring a group over, they're probably not gonna let them. Oh no, I'm good. Yeah, I got some water. Look, right. So I was telling my listeners, my dad, before he passed, he owned a home in Bellwood, right next door. So I know the area very well. But this is crazy, man. So you got small kids or senior citizens, they need to stay in the house. That's gonna mess with your respiratory system. But I haven't had pepper spray in decades. But whatever they got in that stuff, that's serious. They neutralized it. It's only been 15 or 20 people over there.
More than that earlier.
Yeah. They pepper spray, and you can't get over here with them. You got to walk 4 or 5 blocks. So we'll see what happens tonight. I might come out tonight. I don't know. It'd be.
They were saying something about that lady, the one that built that YouTube, the person, thank you, Donald Trump.
Oh, okay.
He supposed to be coming.
Oh, okay. I don't know, man. This could be a very bad situation for anybody who's over there, including journalists, because yeah, right, 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 right. Mm-hmm.
I said, the best family, they brought this on this side. Because they didn't, you knew the first time.
You was illegal,
Turn
yeah.
around, put him in the second time.
Right,
Because
yeah,
my hair was black.
yeah,
Now look,
yeah.
karma is something else.
This is crazy.
Karma is, I feel sorry for them, but sometimes you gotta look at what you bring upon yourself.
Ain't no free lunch in America.
No.
Ain't no free lunch.
You gotta, he was a narcissist, he always been a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
Like you gotta have voted in office and left departments or something.
Right, right,
They can't get nobody to work the farms.
right. Let's see how far this guy go. He don't have no mask on. Let's see how far he gonna go. Want to bet money he gonna walk back? Ain't nowhere in the world you can. Well, maybe some of the air is fresh now, but I'm scared to walk back down there, man. It's like, I don't know how these people are walking. I tried. Yeah, the wind is blowing this way because it caught me off guard. It hit me right in the eye. My eyes reacted before my throat is. But they got people laying on the ground over there. I saw them putting water in their eyes. But I don't know how they thought they could be able to penetrate the police over there. I was telling them. Okay. Oh wow. Wow. So you were able to get that? Let me see.
With the camera.
Yeah, let me see here. Okay, I got that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this is going to be cat and mouse for a while. Oh yeah, the helicopter. Yeah. I know, right? We back in Vietnam. Yeah. We. Oh, okay. Yeah, we back in Vietnam. Yeah. Okay, he made it all the way down there, so maybe the air has dissipated. All right, y'all. I'm gonna try one more time. Then I'm gonna walk back. All right. I can't take it though. Yeah, I just don't want to spend the money, man. How long is this gonna last? I like that. So I was able to talk to some homeowners over here. I'm gonna try to walk as far as I can this time. I'm trying to get some coverage, but people, when they let those gas balls out, the wind is blowing my way right now, so I caught it right in the eye and my throat. I'm gonna try to get as close as I can. Of course, this stuff is invisible, so you can't see what you got. All of a sudden, you can't breathe. It's a hell of a feeling. I'm gonna try to get over here and do it, and then I'm out of here. I hope everybody's okay, but I would have never tried to penetrate that area. But these people try to penetrate the area. That explains why I kept hearing all that shooting. But they have a makeshift demonstration table and things on this area over here. They're picketing over here. Evidently, they got out of hand, and they shot up the place with those chemicals. Okay, I got my gas mask on. Hope you guys can hear me. So far, I can breathe. All right, we got a big crowd over here. Big crowd over here, people. All the police. All the police. Demonstrators, police. So you can probably see at the distance, you can see the actual, sorry fella, sorry. You can see there's an entrance down there. So evidently they probably tried to run through. Oh, look, they're right here. Look, they're right here. ICE is on the lawn. ICE is right here. ICE is right here. They're right here. You got police. You got police all the way down there. Bellwood police blocking everything off. And you got, look, they're not letting them go through so they can get to the area. Man. So you got more demonstrators on this end than you have at the fence. People, I am Franchot Pearson. I am live in Broadview, Illinois. And if I begin to run, that's because they're pepper sprayed. And that pepper spray is crazy. I can't breathe. My eyes get crazy. But I want to film as much as I can. They've got about 20 ICE officers standing here. They are not allowing you to get through here so you can go and protest at the detention center. They got everything blocked off. They got about 20 guards here. All the ICE agents. These are all ICE agents. Oh, look, got an ICE agent right there. I'm only going to stay a little while, people. I ain't staying out here too long. They do something crazy, I'm running. They got the whole perimeter sealed off. The whole perimeter is sealed off. That way you can't go to the building. You cannot go to the building where the detainee is at. This would be the other entrance, other than the gate I was at a little while ago. So I'm glad I came over here. They are armed to the teeth. Everybody's locked and loaded, people. Everybody's locked and loaded. Everybody's locked and loaded. You hear somebody screaming in the background. I hope they don't egg them on, because I don't want no shooting. But I'm trying to cover as much as I can. This is the guy I think that was on TV the other day. He was on Fox News. This guy here, I think he's the leader. I think he was on Fox News. I think that's the guy. But they're locked and loaded, people. The standoff is real. I'm in Bellevue, Illinois, detention center. This is one of the entrances, but they're making sure that nobody can get through. You want to see the address? 2000 South 25th Avenue. 2000 South 25th Avenue. I'm right here. They were shooting a little while ago and I was gagging, so I had to run. So far it's peaceful. We pray it stays peaceful. You have about 20 guards here and you have guards in the back. That way they can't penetrate the perimeter. But we have protesters here. Locked and loaded. That way they cannot go to the detention center and protest. They're making sure that nobody can penetrate this area. This is one area you can go through to try to bypass the fence, but they got it all blocked off now. So if they come here tonight, this thing's gonna be off the chain. I'm not sure if I should come here tonight because I can see this thing getting crazy. I can see this thing getting out of hand. This ain't clickbait, this reality. You don't wanna be here if something go down. And I'm sure they're thinking the same way. If they got 20 people here, they'll probably have 50 here tonight. You feel me? If they got 20 guards here, they'll probably have 50 tonight. They're not gonna play with these people. They're gonna literally stand their ground. If you try them or throw something at them, it's suicide in my book. So you can protest, but if you get out of hand, you're gonna go home crying to mama. That's all I can say. This is crazy. Did you ever think you'll see something like this in America, people? It's America, baby.
Hey, you all Nazis speak German? So like you guys all speak German? Actually, IDF soldiers over there.
This is serious, people. They got soldiers in the back next to the gate.
This is Israel. We're in the United States of America. You can't take our rights away.
This is the real deal. I'm in Broadview, Illinois. And they're talking to each other right now, so I'm gonna stand back. I got enough for footage. I'm just trying to be smart. Right now they're talking to each other, so I'm not trusting the next move. But I'm assuming they're just gonna stand and wait, but then again, they might try to move the crowd. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. But I'm gonna be out of the way. I'm not trying to be a statistic. Am I a scary cat? Yeah, put me in the scary cat mode right about now. Channel 9 is here, Channel 9. They're doing live footage. You can probably hear the helicopter above me, the helicopter. I couldn't walk over here 10 minutes ago because I couldn't breathe. It was so bad. You got Bellwood Police, like I said, you can forget about it. The local authorities are gonna help ICE. I don't care what anybody says. They're gonna wind up helping ICE. And yesterday's event in Dallas, Texas, trust me, they're gonna think about their strategy. The local municipalities, which are outside of these big cities, so far, they're gonna help ICE. It is what it is. So these governors and mayors can talk all they want to. I'd rather have regular police out here than super soldiers. What you think? So I'd rather have them because right now, Broadview in this area is locked down. You can't get in this area 4 or 5 blocks, north, south, east, and west. There are 2 entrances in this. There are 2 entrances in this area, and they got more people over here. Well, who knows how many they got inside, but they got about 20 ICE agents out here making sure the protesters cannot get past this area. And I'm assuming what happened was that they got rowdy or they tried to get through and they shot them up. There was a lot of activity in this area when I was in the other area next to the fence about 20 minutes ago. But what I'm trying to say is that allegedly they probably tried them. If they tried them in the day, guess what? You know they're gonna try them at night. They have another protest here at 7 o'clock tonight. And if they try them during the day, that means they're gonna try them in a serious protest. I'm assuming a few hundred people will be here tonight. So what I'm trying to tell you, it could escalate. You can see something on the news. It won't be me though. I don't think I'm coming out here. I'm gonna be at a distance. If I come here tonight, I'm gonna be behind the police car. That's my goal. Because I am not trying to get shot by one of them daggone pellet guns. But I will film as much as I can so you guys can get the latest and greatest. You know how I feel about this. I wish they had stopped this crap at the border. Wouldn't be going through this. And all these billions of dollars could be spent on Americans. We should have done it the right way, but that's neither here or there now. They got the people over here, millions of them are here. And now we got problems. And I live in an area with a lot of homeless people. And I'm sure you'd see homeless people on your way to work every day. That money could have been utilized for them. But now we're out here having a military state. Right here in Illinois, a military state. That's what we have, a military state. But yeah, here come the police. Police are going past. Thank you. So just had three police vans go through. So they're bringing in extra squads, people. I don't know why. All right, thank you. So I've been told to get out the way. So I got my warning. I'm trying to stay distance, but the police got me staying out of the way because they need to be able to see the area, which I can understand. But yeah, I'm Franchot Pearson. Welcome to Franchot Blue. I'm in Broadview, Illinois, 2000 South 25th Street. As you can see the sign. We have ICE agents here, and this is the other entrance. This would be the southeast side where the detention center is. Now they're about to clown. See this red truck trying to get through? It's about to be some action. They're gonna block. See they're blocking it. They're blocking it. They're blocking it. They're blocking it. It's about to be some action. They're blocking it. Everybody's coming in. Okay, they got through. Whew. So that's why they're here. They're trying to block. They're trying to block people. So evidently that was a regular car. See, we have businesses in this area. Okay, this is a business district. Okay, so I'm glad it wasn't a ICE vehicle because they probably wouldn't let it through. That is the protesters. So I guess what they figured out is that it wasn't a ICE vehicle, so they didn't harm it. But that was close. I thought you guys were about to witness something. But it appears to me what they're doing is that every time a vehicle comes through, they're challenging it. So that's what we got, people. There's your chopper. There's your chopper. So as you can see, you got the Broadview police here. And they're assisting everybody. Channel 9 reporter in action, Channel 9. Sure, if you guys turn to Channel 9, you can get this live.
You okay?
Man, they got me.
Yeah, I figured that.
I walked into it, yeah. So Channel 9 just went live for 11 o'clock news, I guess. But yeah, we have dozens of protesters on the southeast side of the building. If the police weren't here, they could go straight to the detention center, which is about a block away. So they got smart and they blocked it. And they blocked it with people. They blocked it with agents. You are not going to get through here. They're not going to block, they're not going to get through. So it looks like, I don't see how you would put a fence in this area because this is a business district, so you got business people that have to come through. There are a few ways to get up in here, but they got that fenced off back there. I'm not going to go down there, so I don't want to be considered a pest. But you can't get through that area at all. The police got it where you can't get through at all. So this is the actual entrance. They got two areas to get up to the detention center. This way and at the gated area I was at a half hour ago. And they got that thing blocked off with a fence, cylinder blocks, and they got manpower on the roof and they're shooting and you only got maybe 20 protesters over there. You've got about maybe 75 protesters over here. And it appears to me there are at least 20 police officers from Broadview, Illinois, and at least 20 to 25, maybe 30 ICE agents. About 20 of them are right here on our face. And as I look down the stretch, there are more. So they got a plan. We got a helicopter there. Got a helicopter there. You can see that thing. And there's a helicopter over there. We got a couple of choppers here, people. Don't know if I can get that shot, but we got 2 helicopters here. I'm not worried about the choppers. Right now I gotta watch, make sure I don't get shot by a pepper ball. But yeah, I am live. This is Franchot Pearson. Thank you for joining. Please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe. I try to get out to events like this in the Midwest, whether it's Indiana, Wisconsin, Illinois, any of the areas I can drive 8 or 9 hours. I usually cover those stories to see what's going on in the Midwest. Trying to grow the channel so I can get to the point so I can buy plane tickets and go out and cover other stuff and buy some better equipment. So help me grow the channel just by telling people about it. Show the brother some love, hit the bell. You won't always get reminders because I have a station where you'll get unsubscribed, not by me though. So if you don't get a notification, you got to go ahead and resubscribe because the type of reporting that I do, evidently, it's being monitored. So just be mindful that this has been going on with me for years, even my last channel. So it's a fight. I just try to cover these stories and give you in-depth news, on-the-spot coverage, and it doesn't get any better than this. America is going through her birth pains, and I'm praying that no one gets hurt out here. Peaceful protest, but it does have a moment where they have their skirmishes, and ICE is not playing. I don't look at them having limitations in their mind, and I guess I'm speaking for them. They get to guard the building. They get to guard the building, people. Whether you like it or not, their orders are to guard the building, and that's what they're going to do. They have the equipment. The choppers are in the sky. They had drones the other day. They have drones, and they're going to pepper ball you until you get the message. And so they're doing what they got to do. If this happens in your city, you can learn from this. You can see how they set everything up. Right now it's a standoff. They do have a 7 o'clock demonstration. I'm assuming that there'll be a little bit bigger crowd, but it's going to be hard to get parking around here because this is a residential neighborhood. And if they got the police out here right now blocking everything, you know they're going to have everything blocked off tonight. That's just common sense, right? Now here's a car going in. They're gonna crowd the car, and I believe this is an ICE car. So look, it's about to get crazy, y'all. That's an ICE car here. This is an ICE car coming through. All right, he had his flashing lights on. Looked like an ICE car. Any car that comes through here, they surround it. So that's their way of protesting. That's their physical way of protesting, other than using their voice. So yeah, everybody's doing their part. The standoff is real. If it comes to your city, you know what to expect. And like I said, a regular mask is not going to do it. Make sure you have yourself a high quality breathing mask, because that pepper spray that they use, when the wind is blowing in your direction, a block away, the sensation in your eyes, you're burning. Your eyes are burning. So I'm trying to get everybody aware that if you come out here, you got to be prepared, of which I'm not, right? But I'm cautious. But if they start shooting again, I'm out of here because I can't take the smell. But yeah, we are out here in Broadview, Illinois. We have all the major television stations out here, 2, 5, 7, 9, Fox News, and I'm sure some international coverage because when I go and do my research, I see international feeds. So they have affiliates at the same time where this news goes to. So everybody, the world is going to see this. A lot going on in America. In New York right now, we have Benjamin Netanyahu. He might be speaking right now as we speak. I did a video on it. Benjamin Netanyahu is in New York, and Trump is going to see him, I think, tomorrow. So the Middle East is hot. As I talked about earlier, there were planes flying over Alaska. Probably you can Google it. There were planes flying over Alaska yesterday. A lot going on in America, a lot going on in the world. Yep, but this is real, people. We're here with a standoff. And looks like they're going to be here. I don't know what time this thing is scheduled to go. They've been out here since 7 this morning. And they'll probably be out here. They might connect with the next shift, so to speak. They have a 7 p.m. demonstration as well. I might come back, but I don't know. But yeah, support the live, do a thumbs up, comment, share, and we'll go from there. Well, it appears that things have relaxed, which is good. No action. There was some action a little while ago, but I couldn't cover it because I was a little bit late walking. And then if I was here, I was going to be gagging anyway because I couldn't breathe. But as you can see, you have ICE agents here. They are locked and loaded. You are not getting through to the detention center. They're not going to let you in the detention center. See if I can get a close-up on it, then I think I'm out of here. Got about 25 ICE agents here. So they're walking in circles right now. Protests going on. So this is just a moment of coverage, no activity. A lot of media has showed up within the last 20 minutes since I've been over here. A lot of media. So the word is out. So a lot of media has come into the presence right now. He's with the media. He's getting close-up shots. Telling him to back up. This is on our shores, people. This is on our shores. This is the real thing. On our shores. ICE Detention Center, Broadview, Illinois. Friday, happy Friday, the 26th of September. Live Franchot Blue. This guy's filming real up close. He's getting he's taking pictures of every ICE agent, this guy right here. He's doing every ICE agent one by one. He's going down the row. Wonder who he works for.
But that's a sidewalk. That's a public side. That's like that's not even a driveway. They're driving off of the sidewalk. Yeah, that's how they hit the guy. That's how they hit the guy. They ran him over there because they're using that's not driving. There's one around there. Well, yeah, but that's not driving. They're just driving. That's how they hit him.
That might be just them coming to work. That goes to the bathroom. I think
That was ICE.
what?
That was ICE. They had the helmets on.
No. They might be the guys coming to work though. You know, there's people that work in there watching people. There's two kinds of ICE people. There's these guys guard. Then there's people that work in the facility guarding the people, and then there's ICE agents that go get people and bring them back. There's three kinds of, or not three kinds, but three different jobs they do. But the parking lot back there is where they park when you're coming to work.
Just our family. We started this last year with like Fighting Illini version. We have 2,000 hats that we paid for, and they're sitting in storage, using it to pay off. So there's going to be no profit. No, just goes to.
I'm not going to drown.
Yeah.
I'm just a journalist. I ask questions.
Yeah.
I don't make my job's not to judge.
Guys selling ice hats.
It's our new version of Dumbest Society.
No, it's pretty cool. I would have went a little more.
So they're turning to rock and roll music, so hopefully they don't get crazy. Here come, look people, here comes the ICE van. Here comes the ICE van. Here comes the ICE van. Here comes the ICE van, people. They're getting us out the way. Here comes the ICE van. And there's that big black van I told you guys about a half hour ago. They got a white van. Okay, I'm gonna be behind a police car. I'm not taking any chances. You're moving everybody out the way. You got a white ICE van. ICE van coming through. And you got a big black one. So they got about probably 30 people in these trucks. Yeah, I saw them in there. There were people in that van, the black one. So probably 100 people in there total. That was serious. So they just brought detainees out. Hope you guys got a good shot of that. They just brought the detainees out. That explains why they brought that big black truck, that big black vehicle about a half hour ago. They backed it in, loaded them up, and a half hour later they brought them out. Wow. So the processing is going through its stages. So you got to see how they do it. They literally come off the grass. They move the protesters back so that the ICE van vehicles can come out, and then they go back to their positions. So you got to see it in real time how it's done. I wonder if they're gonna do that tonight. That would be ugly. That would be ugly to do it tonight. But yeah, it's gonna be something else. This is gonna be going on for a while. Don't know how long they're gonna have this processing center open. I'll get out here as much as I can. But yeah, this is real, people. Broadview, Illinois, you just saw 2 ICE vehicles come out. I don't know if you're able to see it, but they were detainees sitting inside. And no violence, so no pepper spray, so that's a good thing. Yep. Well, people, we'll do a walkthrough, and I think we'll get up out of here. Not much to see at that point. But yeah, you saw the process, how it works. You see the process as it works. So they come up about halfway, and then the ICE agents maneuver the people out of the way so that the vehicles can move out into the street and get the detainees out of here. So they're busting them in, they're busting them out. That's how it works. So as long as they have the processing center open, you're gonna have this every day, people. Okay, look what's going on now. Okay, look. These are ICE agents are coming in. ICE agents are coming in. It's like 3 or 4 vehicles. I'm getting out the way. ICE agents are coming in and they're blocking them. ICE agents are coming in and they're blocking the vehicles. And ICE is moving in. Vehicle number 1, vehicle number 2, vehicle number 3. 3 vehicles just came through. And here's another one. They're blocking this one, people. They're blocking this guy here. But he's getting through. He's getting through. Wow. All day, baby. All day. All day. That's what they're doing. They're blocking them. And ICE is on it. ICE is on the case. Making sure nothing's disrupted. Thank you for the love offering. Thank you for that. I appreciate the support. Thank you. What a crazy, crazy situation, huh? Look at all those ICE agents. Count them. Look at all those ICE agents. All those are ICE agents, people. Look at that. All those ICE agents. Look at all those people. All that money that get to be used for America. All that money being used for this. Wow. So they have set up a perimeter where the protesters cannot get through, so they can't get through to the detention center. That's the goal. When vehicles come through, they're surrounded, but so far there's no violence. There was some violence a half hour ago and they pepper sprayed. I couldn't cover it, it was too much gas, but so far, nobody's getting hurt so far that I can tell. I did see an ambulance a little while ago before I was able to come over here, and they took some people away. They were laying on the ground, but yeah. We are here, people. We are here. We are here. We are here. You guys see the helicopter? I'm trying to get this guy in view. Again, this is Franchot Pearson. Welcome to Franchot Blue. I am at 2000 South 25th Avenue, about a block away from the detention center. This perimeter entrance exit is being blocked off by ICE. So the protesters cannot go to the detention center. They are mounted up. They're giving hand signals. Don't know what they're about to do, but I'm about to get out the way. They're moving the crowd. They are moving the crowd. I don't know why. They're moving the crowd and moving with them. Oh, that's because there's a car coming out. There's a car coming out and they're moving the crowd. They're moving the crowd out of the street so the vehicle can get by. Here's the vehicle. He's probably coming my way, or she, whoever. This is the protocol that they do. They literally move the crowd out other way so that they cannot stop whatever business is going on. Broadview, Illinois Detention Center is about a block away. This is one of the entrances. I was at the gated area about 45 minutes ago. Chicago media is here. I'm sure international affiliates are here as well. ICE Detention Center. They just brought out probably about 50 or 60, maybe 100. A giant van and a regular van. They brought the detainees out. I don't know where they go. It'd be nice for me to get in the car one day and follow them and see where they go. I don't know where they go. I don't know if they take them to the airport or the Greyhound station. I don't know what to do. It'd be nice to find out exactly where they take the detainees. I would have to camp out one day and follow them. But I don't know, I might get arrested for that, but I'd like to find out where they take them at. That would be the best thing to do, but I don't know. You would need a pack of reporters, about 6 in cars. That way you can be on walkie-talkies to find out where they take these detainees at once they get processed here. But you know, that's another day, right? But yeah, they're in the street right now, people. I don't know why they're staying in the street, but they're in the street. They got the protesters in the street. Probably see the police cars down there. Everything's blocked off. And this is Bellwood Police of the village. Broadview Police are here assisting ICE. But they are in the street. I don't know why they're in the street. They might be having vehicles come any second, so maybe that's the goal. I don't know what they're doing, but they're in the street right now. They won't let the protesters come back on the property. Don't know what's going on, people, but they literally are. They have made sure the protesters don't go back on the property. I don't know why.
The one where the debris was everywhere, insulation. How you been, man? Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So I'm getting as close as I can. I don't know what they're doing now, people, but they're keeping the protesters in the street. We'll just play it by ear.
For sure, ASAP. Immediately.
All right, so now they're backing out of the street. So don't know what that was about, but they were in the street for like maybe 5 or 6 minutes. Now they're going back. And the protesters are moving with them. So it's cat and mouse, people. It's cat and mouse. So they have backed off a little bit. I don't know what that's about. But ICE has backed off a little bit off the grass. This could be interesting. I don't know what they're doing, but ICE is backing up for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not so sure how far the protesters can go. There's a truck coming through. Maybe this is part of it. There's actually 2 trucks coming through. So ICE is backed up. ICE is backed up about maybe 25% into the driveway. Don't know what that's about, but obviously they're still securing the area, but ICE has backed up and they're standing as one group now. I'm not so sure how far the protesters can go before they push them back, but it seems to be like an invisible fence of respect where they're only going to go so far. These are the protesters, and this is ICE. And like I said, it's got to be about 25 of them, and then there are extra guards as you go down the pathway, down the driveway. But instead of being all the way to the grass, they're just in the area so you can't go through. So it's a standoff, people. It's a standoff. I'm sure they have their walkie-talkies that when a vehicle is going to come, they get ready. So it's just a standoff. I guess they have shifts, maybe 10, 12-hour shifts. So you got to stand here with your weapons for 10 or 12 hours doing crowd control. So who knows? It might be like a 7 to 7 shift. You know, never know what the shift is going to be. I'm sure it's good money with overtime, right? Good money, right? Good money. So yeah, I am in 2000 South 25th Street, Broadview, Illinois. I'm a block before the detention center. I was over there about 45 minutes ago. They put up new fencing about 4 days ago. You cannot block any vans or any vehicles or any employees that are trying to get into the detention center. So that area was no true activity over there. It seems like the big activity was over here. And they must have had a rowdy crowd because I kept hearing the guns go off for the smoke bombs. So it's been pretty quiet since I've been over here, but when I tried to walk over here the first time, I couldn't even breathe. That's how much stuff they had put in the air. So they had fired at the protesters. So yeah, like I said, maybe we'll do this again this evening. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, this is what's going on. You can catch on the news, I guess. But this is their every Friday rally. And it might be more people tonight, but it's going to be hard to park out here. So I'm not sure how the crowd would be. I don't know. It's hard to get parking over here. Get close to the crowd over here. You got employees leaving regular jobs over here too. So now they're going back for some reason. I don't know why, but they're going back. I don't know why they're going back. Every time they go back, the protesters come up a notch, so I don't know what's going on. But they're going back. I don't know why they're going back, but they're going back. Some of the protesters are going down the path. Don't understand what's going on here. The protesters are going down the driveway as well. But they're screaming, they're screaming, stand back.
We don't follow orders. We're not little bitches.
They're hollering, stand back. ICE is going back. As you can see, ICE is going back. And the people are starting to go forward. Don't know what's going on. I'm assuming, what I'm assuming is that they don't have that many people coming out in vans, detainees, so there's no reason to be at the driveway perimeter. If you don't have any vans coming in or out to bring in illegals, then I guess there's no sense in standing at the perimeter. That's my logic. So now they're way back there. So I think that's what's going on here. And you have the protesters going forward. So we'll see how far they let the protesters go. The protesters about maybe 1/4 down the area. You've still got scattered protesters. You got protesters here, protesters there, and scattered protesters on the driveway. And ICE has literally abandoned the area. They're going all the way back. ICE is going all the way back to the area where they park. And to the right of that is a detention center. That's where they're going. They're going back. I'm sure they're going to stop at some point because they're not going to let the protesters through. But again, I think.
Fancy out here in Steve McQueen, showing up in style.
Yeah. So I'm thinking the reason why they did this is because they had detainees to come out. So no more vans coming out. So no need to be on the perimeter. So don't know how far the cat and mouse is going to go, but they've backed up about 80% of the way. And the protesters are following them. But they're not going to get through, trust me, they're not going to get through. They're not going to get through. I was glad that I was able to see that van about 45 minutes ago, that big long black van. They loaded it up with detainees and brought them out. And that appears to be the purpose why they were here. That ICE was over here. Because now they're going back through the gate. Wow. I don't know if I'm allowed. I don't know if I'm allowed in this area. I'm filming. I don't see any regular how far I want to go. But yeah, they have gone behind the fence. I'm not going to take a chance and go down there because you're a sitting duck if you go that way. So I'm going to leave it alone. All right, so I've covered both entrance and exits the last two and a half hours. So I think I'm going to call it a day. The police are still here. I'm sure they're not going anywhere. The police from Broadview, Illinois. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vehicles. They're not letting you through this area, and you certainly weren't coming through to any other area. So yeah, that's the coverage for this day side. I might come back this evening. This is Franchot Pearson. Welcome to Franchot Blue. I was at the detention center in Broadview, Illinois. Got a little rowdy for a while, but it calmed down. I haven't been on this side and done coverage at all. This is my first time doing coverage over here, but I see how they do it. It's similar to what's going on the other end. It's a different type of configuration, but you can't get through. The other end has a gate. This end has ICE officers, about 25, and 10 more in the background. So I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Please support the channel any way you can. Thumbs up, please subscribe. Lunchtime, get some sleep, do a video, go from there. All right, you guys have a beautiful day. And we might see you out here tonight. We might see you guys out here tonight. You guys have a beautiful weekend. Beautiful day here in Chicago, Illinois. All right, people. Adios. Adios. Sayonara. See you guys later. God bless. Thank you for joining. Take care. Bye-bye.